e be like say trouble don dey enter paradise o. E be like say all is not well between the president and FCT minister. Na be wetin we dey hear according to insiders. Una know say yesterday na Tinubu appointed a new INEC chairman, Joash Amupitan, and e be like say Wike had his own candidates, and Tinubu no gree appoint Wike's candidates. So after the rift between both of them, na Tinubu called Council of State meeting yesterday for Abuja, and Wike no follow do the meeting. Others dey, the thing happen in Abuja, but Wike no attend the meeting. Well, let me read out this full report coming from Sahara Reporters. And I read, Wike boycotts Council of State meeting amid rift as Tinubu snubbed his candidate, appoint Amupitan INEC chairman. The appointment of Joash Amupitan as Nigeria's new INEC chairman has deepened the growing rift between the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike and the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, further exposing the fragile alliance at the heart of the administration. According to insider accounts, the disagreement has become so severe that Wike boycotted the Council of State meeting in protest, sending the Minister of State for the FCT in his place. He also believed to have reached out to several former Nigerian head of state, urging them to stay away from the meeting, a move that widened the cracks already visible within Tinubu's inner circle. Wike's political decline began shortly after human rights activist Omoyele Sowore publicly exposed his undeclared real estate holdings in Florida, United States of America. These revelations sent shockwaves through his family and political network. Before the expose, Wike had just returned from a medical trip to the UK, where he reportedly received treatment for a heart infection. Energized and combative, he resumed his long-standing feud with Governor Sim Fubara, his political protege turned adversary, after orchestrating efforts that removed him from office for 6 months. However, Wike's renewed confidence soon crumbled. During one of his public tirades, he threatened Sowore for calling Tinubu a criminal, a remark Sowore made on social media in response to Tinubu's infamous statement in Brazil that there was no corruption in Nigeria. Wike's arrogance claimed that Sowore was lucky Tinubu believes in the rule of law and would one day encounter someone who did not only inflame the activist's resolve. The confrontation prompted Sowore to release damning evidence of Wike's corruptly acquired foreign and hidden local assets, igniting widespread outrage and drawing the attention of the presidency itself. In the aftermath, Tinubu's trusted advisors began to reassess Wike's role in government, concluding that he had become too erratic and politically toxic to be trusted with sensitive national matters. Wike had reportedly pushed hard for Justice Abdullahi Mohammed Liman, a justice of the Court of Appeal, to be appointed as INEC chairman. He secured clearances for him through several security agencies, confident that Tinubu would approve. But following mounting skepticism within the presidency, Liman's candidacy was quietly dropped. Sahara Reporters learned that Liman and Wike are so close that he once blocked security agencies from searching his house in 2016. Tinubu instead appointed Joash Amupitan, a lawyer and legal scholar from the University of Jos. Tinubu is said to have told close aides that Wike was too unstable and untrustworthy to influence the leadership of Nigeria's electoral body. The breakdown of trust soon extended to media control and censorship. After Governor Fubara's reinstatement, Tinubu reportedly ordered Wike to suspend his monthly media briefings, arguing that his combative tone was damaging the administration's image. Furious, Wike appealed to Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila, warning that silencing him would only make Sowore too powerful. The exchange reflected the degree to which Sowore's exposes had undermined Wike's standing within the presidency. Amid the turmoil, Wike allegedly approached the Code of Conduct Bureau to amend his asset declaration, seeking to include the properties exposed in Florida and elsewhere. But officials reportedly told him that the original document had been forwarded to the EFCC, leaving him politically vulnerable and deeply unsettled and betrayed. His growing frustration culminated in Thursday Council of State meeting, where most former head of state conspicuously boycotted the section. Presidency insiders suggest Wike played a role in orchestrating the boycott to demonstrate his displeasure with the appointment of Amopitan. According to sources, the meeting's agenda initially made no mention of an INEC appointment, but Tinubu allegedly sprung a surprise by asking the governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Ododo, to present Amopitan for confirmation. Caught off guard, attendees had no choice but to endorse the appointment. The unfolding drama marks a new phase in the uneasy relationship between Tinubu and Wike. What began as a strategic alliance built on mutual political convenience has now morphed into a cold war of influence, suspicion, and retribution. Well, when I don't hear that. So definitely, if these reports can be confirmed to be true, it means that there is problem for Nyesom Wike. The reason why I'm saying so is because, number one, he is an appointee. So Tinubu can even decide to fire him tomorrow morning and replace him with another minister. That is number one thing that you should understand. Wike is powerful politically, but who made him relevant after 2023 presidential election is Tinubu. For the fact that he appointed him as a minister of FCT, he made him to remain relevant. But right now, the relationship has soured. And as you can see, he was disappointed by Tinubu's sagaciousness. And I always say this, Tinubu might not be your man. We might not love him. But one thing about Tinubu that you can't take away from him is his political sagaciousness. Tinubu is not the kind of man that you can control. Tinubu is not the kind of person that you can tell what to do. You all could remember what happened before Akpabio was made the Senate president. The northern senators from APC refuses to acknowledge the fact that Godswill Akpabio will be the Senate president. In fact, they fought Tinubu tooth and nail, but the man stood on his ground and made sure that he got what he wants. That was the first time that I respected this man. Tinubu is not a man that you can push about. No. That is one thing about, you might not love him, but this one, you can't take it away from him. This was the same Tinubu that fought Olusegun Obasanjo while he was the president. Do you understand now? So, Tinubu is not that kind of politician that Wike can toy with. He wants to play smart. Now, he has been outsmarted by the big players in the political game. I know that right now, trouble will continue to be in their camp. Well, at the end of the day, the only thing that I can tell you that Tinubu is a good negotiator. He might even call him tomorrow morning and, negotiate and let everything slide. But I believe that Wike is not that kind of a man that should forgive easily. He must prove himself to be one of the strongest politicians in Nigeria. Well, for the past few weeks now, since this Sowore's new revelations on Wike's properties here and there, I can categorically tell you that Nyesom Wike has been tamed by these revelations coming from Sowore. In fact, the man has been so sober for weeks now because of that revelation. Well, as you can see, the man has been trying to make amendments on his assets declarations, but there is no space, no time for him to do so because the records are there, so you can't amend it right now. These are the things that Sowore has alleged on this report. But the fact that Tinubu didn't key into his own agenda, which is to appoint a new INEC chairman for him, I know say problem go there. Yes, now problem go there. The man that he chooses has been rejected by Tinubu. In fact, Tinubu even disappointed him and announced a new INEC chairman. But this thing can be confirmed. If you look at what happened from 2 days ago, you understand that if Tinubu has a mind of appointing a new INEC chairman just 2 days after the resignation of the other, why did he went on and appoint an acting INEC chairman? That is a question for another day. You can also have your opinion in the comment section, guys. Tell me what you think.